Hey guys, it's Bren. I'm here with my review of Butterum Eggnog, or Dear Santa, I Blame the Eggnog, and I also have an $8.95 Candle Day haul, a little one. I know, I said I wasn't gonna go, but the reason I ended up going was because of this candle. So the two things I'm gonna talk about in this video are very intertwined for me. Started last week. I had my pomelo and pine candle that I just wasn't into. I went to go see if there was something I'd like to exchange it for, and there really wasn't anything that I needed that was out in the store last week, but they did have a few of these Dear Santa candles out. This was the only one that was new, and I sort of just did the exchange because it was new, because I'll tell you, on cold sniff, this candle did not, and still really doesn't, impress me too much. On cold sniff, I get a lot of spice, very similar to the spiced gingerbread candle. There is a little bit of something else, a little bit of like a creamy vanilla-ness with it, even on cold sniff, but primarily it just smells kind of spicy like the gingerbread. So I was like, I don't know, this is probably gonna be lame, but again, I didn't have anything else to exchange for. This is probably a candle that I would not have picked it up for myself, but because I have this channel, sometimes I want to review stuff and that'll push me over the edge. So I got it. And then I got home and I burned it and I loved it. I mean, this is one of those rare instances. Usually it's the other way around. I think I like something on cold sniff and then I don't really like it when it's burning. This was the opposite. I liked it so much more when it was burning. I feel like when it was burning, so much more of that creamy vanilla egg. It's really very similar to eggnog, an eggnog type of scent. It reminds me a lot of like vanilla custard, but with some spice. Now, I'm not an eggnog connoisseur. In fact, the whole idea of drinking eggs has just always grossed me out. I think I've tried eggnog like once in my life. You know, they have vegan eggnog. That actually sounds more appealing to me than drinking eggs. Before I went vegan, I had just started to get to the point where, total digression here, I could go to a fancy cocktail bar and get like a fancy martini with egg white in it, but I still didn't really love the idea of it. And so I've never been a big fan of eggnog, so I don't really know what I'm talking about when I talk about eggnog too much. But I feel like eggnog is a little spicy, right? Like it has a little nutmeg and stuff in there with it. And so on cold, I'm just getting a lot of spice and a little bit of vanilla. And when it's burning, that reverses for me. And the vanilla custard type scent really starts to stand out. And the spice kind of goes a little bit more to the background. And it really smells a lot like eggnog, which I like the smell of eggnog. I just don't like the idea of drinking it. So very like custardy. I could see this being like kind of like a creme brulee type of scent too, but again, with a little more spice than that. Notes, because I haven't read those yet, are spiced eggnog, vanilla bourbon, rich buttercream, shaved nutmeg. So yeah, I mean, I think it's really right on too. And like I said, I really, really enjoyed it. Didn't think I would. Happily surprised. Strength and throw was excellent. I'm going to say like an 8. Some people have even been saying this was a little too much for them, a little too strong. That's the way I feel about like caramel candles or maple candles or candles that I'm not a huge fan of the scent. When they're too strong, I'm like too much, but I like the scent a lot, so I was very happy that it was an 8. Could put it out in the living room. It would fill up the whole place, go down the hallway, all that stuff. So good strength and throw. Burn-wise, it had actually the opposite problem of puny wick syndrome, which is not as much of a problem. I'll take that any day, but it seems to burn really fast and high, and a couple times when it was burning, it was just like smoking. It was too much. I had to put it out, trim the wicks, and relight it. So it might be kind of a fast burner, very high flames. But again, I'd rather have that problem than the opposite problem. So I was very happy with this candle, and I want to wholeheartedly recommend it to you, but I also feel bad kind of doing that right now because I don't know if you're going to be able to find it anywhere after today. My whole thing was I didn't really care about getting the $8.95 price on candles today. It was just that there were some candles that I wanted that I'm afraid are going to sell out and not come back. That tends to happen a lot of times with December candles for Bath & Body Works. They put out small amounts and they never come back into stock. So I was like, well, man, I really would like another couple of these candles. And I'm afraid if I don't get them before or on Candle Day, I'm not going to be able to get them. So I told you guys in my last video that I went to see Paramore in Milwaukee last night. So I didn't want to worry about Candle Day. You know, I just wanted to go to the concert and not have to be like, gotta get up early and go to the mall and all of that. And I had already bought my blueberry sugars and my spiced apple toddy, my campfire donuts, everything else that I really wanted. There was no other reason. There was no reason for me to go to Candle Day other than this. I also wanted a Mary cookie, but that one's been nearly impossible to find today, from what I hear. But what happened was, so Bath & Body Works usually puts the Candle Day online midday Saturday after it's already started in stores, and I was like, well, if there are some online, I'll just buy a couple online and, you know, we'll see what happens. And then they sent out an email yesterday saying that candles were actually going to go on sale starting at 11 p.m. Well, midnight, which would have been 11 p.m. Central Time for me. And I was like, man, I'm going to be at the concert. Like, Paramore is going to be playing right then. But I feel like if I don't get them right away, they're going to sell out. So I signed in on my phone. I had loaded my shopping cart. I had my credit card number memorized because that's how much online shopping I've been doing lately. And I was like, I'm going to be able to do it. I'm going to be able to really quick just get on and buy these candles. I had been trying to put Mary Cookie, Dear Santa, enjoy the milk and cookies. By the way, didn't mention this because I already talked enough about this packaging in my last video, but yeah, this was not a packaging buy for me at all. But I think the cookie one is even stupider, saying whatever, who cares. I will buy candles for the packaging sometimes, but if it has bad packaging, I mean, I don't know. But yeah, so I kept trying to put the Mary Cookie in my cart, and it kept saying it was sold out all day yesterday. But the eggnog one went in just fine, and then I threw a couple others in there, you know, one for my mom and all of that. And then I'm at the show. Dashboard Confessional is done playing. Who, by the way, I've never seen before. I was with some friends who really wanted to see him. He put on a really good show. Waiting for Paramore to start. I get on Instagram. I see candle sales started early. It's already started. It's already online. And I'm like, well, geez, man. But then I'm like, well, this is good because I can get this ordered before Paramore starts, right? Nope. Shopping cart, like everything is already out of stock. The Mary Cookie is still, you gotta take it out of your cart. The eggnogs are gone, gotta take it out of the cart. And at that point, I was just like, well, screw it. The only reason I was even placing this huge order was for the eggnog candles, so forget it, I guess. I was so mad. I posted on Instagram how pissed off I was, and I swore a bunch in the post. I'd had a few cocktails. Yeah, so anyway, but a lot of people responded and were like mad too because they had problems too. And it's just like, man, Bath & Body Works, if you're going to do this, like be prepared, like have stock. I don't know. I feel like with this whole collection, all these Dear Santa candles, like the first Bath & Body Works I went to find it last week when I was just getting this first one, didn't have any. And then I went to the White Barn and they only had 3. This was one of 3 at my White Barn that I grabbed before Candle Day. And I was just hoping that they would have more stock. But it seems like a lot of places just never got a lot of these candles in. A lot of them never got the Mary Cookie. All sold out online. This sold out right away. It's just like, what's going on here? So I was like, well, whatever. Paramore was awesome. The second time I've seen them, really, really good show. Really awesome set list. Had a good time. And then some of my friends were talking about staying in Milwaukee and like price lining a hotel. And I had to be like, what if I want to go to the candle sale in the morning? So didn't stay overnight, but did stay out till bar closed. Did not get home until 4 a.m. this morning. Fell into bed. I had set my alarm for 7. The alarm went off and I was just like, there ain't no candle in the world that's going to get me out of bed right now. There was no way. But I did wake up around like 9:45 and I was like, okay, let's try. Because if I don't try, I'll regret it. And I got on Instagram. I saw everybody else's hauls that made me want to be a part of it and all that stuff, right? So I'm still just covered in just sweat, just like my own, but also like the sweat of 1,000 other people. I stink. My makeup is disgusting. I just like throw on a hat and like my old stinky clothes and I'm just like, whatever, I'm going. I'm just going just to see if they have these candles. I was out the door in 15 minutes. I got to the White Barn at like 10:15 and that store didn't open till 10. So I thought maybe I had a chance, but I walk in, it's packed of course, and it's a pretty small store. There was a woman in a wheelchair and I felt so bad because she couldn't move. Like she couldn't go anywhere in the store. It was just packed and then the aisles are already so small. But I asked an associate, I said, where are the Dear Santa candles? We had any, they'd be on this front table. We don't have any more. So I'm like, bye. I drive over to the mall store, which is the White Barn is new. The mall store is just the Bath & Body Works, but it's pretty big, and that's the one that's always been in town. So I go there, and the day before, my mom had been at that store, and I had her ask if they had any Mary cookies or eggnog candles, or I had her like I told her like find out how many they have so I know if I should go there or the other store in the morning, whatever, if I go. And she said that they only had like 3 Mary cookies out, but she had asked them if they had more, and they told her like, oh, I'm sure we have a case in the back. We have like 400 candles to unpack back there. You know, so I had that in my head thinking, well, maybe they'll have a lot. But I go in, and there are 3 eggnog candles. 3. And I just immediately grabbed them all. I mean, I only thought I wanted like 2, but there they were. There were 3. You know, I'd gone through a lot for these, so I grabbed all 3. So now I have 4 of these. That makes me happy. So there's that. That was a win for me right there. It was worth it. But I did ask about the Mary Cookie, and of course the first sales associate, I think she was probably just like holiday help. She's like, oh, we didn't get Mary Cookie back this year. And I was like, you know, the one that says like, Dear Santa, enjoy the milk and cookies. She's like, oh, well, we got the milk and cookies. I thought you meant Mary Cookie. And I didn't correct her, but but then she had like 5 different people looking for it because they were all like, I know I saw it, you know what I mean, and nobody could find it. Then I ran into the manager who I know, who knows me. I'm like, I know you would know if you have any more of these, and she was like, no, we sold the last one this morning. So I don't think that they got any more than like the 3 that my mom saw the day before. And like I said, that one's been sold out online. A lot of people on Instagram are saying that they can't find that one and they want it. I hate that Bath & Body Works didn't test this collection at all. Like they do the whole test thing, but then I don't feel like it makes any difference, you know? These didn't test. If they'd had, I think they would have seen that people wanted them because everyone is like hunting these down. And they're not the spice one because, you know, and I've seen a few of the unicorn ones, and this store had, you know, the peppermint marshmallow, but the eggnog has been really hard to find, and the Mary Cookie's been nearly impossible to find. So hopefully they know for next year that people want the scent to come back, and people want Mary Cookie, and they put it in a regular collection. I don't know. My plan was, you know, I just had 10 off 30s. That's all I had this time. I never got a 15 off 40. Didn't come to me, didn't come to my house, nothing like that this year. But I got a few more things. So they brought back Marshmallow Pumpkin Latte. This is last year's version because I have the one that I picked up today burning right now out in my kitchen. And it just has a plain like silver lid on it. But they brought this back with a, you know, you can tell by the number on the bottom that it is a 2017 pour. So they made more. And I was like, you know, last year I had really liked this candle, but it doesn't throw. So I had 2. I had this one. This is last year's. I had one other one that I burned, and I remember everyone was complaining about the throw, very, very light, like through like a 1, if that. But I remember what happened with mine was the first burn, it was kind of strong. Like, not super strong, but like I could smell it, maybe like a 4 or a 5, right? But then after that, the burn just, or the strength and throw just went down, and every subsequent burn, it was only throwing like a 1, you know? Well, I smelled the new one that was out today, the re-pour for 2017. It smells a little different. So before I lit it up, I compared that cold to this cold. And this one from 2016, a little spicier. The one I picked up today, a little more vanilla on cold sniff. I was just like, let's try it and see if it throws, you know. I mean, I like the smell. I like the scent for a candle. It just didn't perform. But we'll see. So I picked up one of those. So I have that one burning right now. And I can't really smell it in here, but right before I came in here out there, I could smell it, and the scent is the same as last year, it seems like, but it's throwing like my first one did, like a 4 or a 5. But I just don't know if it's going to keep throwing that way or if it's going to perform just like last year's. But stay tuned to my Instagram if you want to find out. I'll give you guys an update. And then I, of course, had to smell the Indulge and the Pink Petal Tea Cake. So I smelled the Pink Petal Tea Cake. I know that I didn't like it the last time it was out, and I still don't like it at all. In fact, in my memory, and maybe this is just because of what people say about it, I remembered it being more like vanilla cake and less floral, and I smelled this today and I was just like, oh man, like it's floral forward. It was mostly rose with a little bit of like a cake. Just not my thing, guys. Sorry. I'm happy that it came back for all of you that love it. I'm very happy for you. And I'm happy that, you know, they brought back the bubblegum candle too, even though I also smelled that, gag. I hate the smell of bubblegum, right? So 2 candles that used to be very popular that they've brought back. Additionally, lavender marshmallow, I'm seeing that they've done the same thing with that they did with the marshmallow pumpkin latte, where they have brought it back in the same label and everything as before, but a re-pour. That one I didn't see at my store, but I don't really care because, you know, I have the mini and it just smells like Paris lavender macaron to me. It's so close. I don't really care about having like the original of it. I might have gotten one if I had seen it just because, you know, it's popular and whatever, unique. But I didn't see it and I don't really care. But it's cool that they're bringing those back because it makes me feel like they're listening to people and listening to demand. Now I just need them to bring back the ones that I want to come back, like the Tuscan lemon tart, the Italy candle from the glittery lids. Oh, I want that to come back. And prickly pear and sugarcane, of course, which failed test. Give it one more chance. And strawberry rhubarb marmalade. Come on, that candle was awesome. So I just need those. Cider donut, I take that too. I've done videos before on like candles that I want to come back or like repackages that I want to happen. But so far, I'm just happy for all of you guys. You get your pink petal tea cake and your pink bubble gum, but I'm not into those scents. I picked this up, and I don't know if I'm going to like it at all. It was kind of just like I was trying to get to like 8. Like once I surpassed 4, which I would use with the 10 off 30, then it's like I felt like I needed to get to 8, or I could have done like 7 and threw in a scent portable or something, you know, but I was just trying to do all the math in my head, and I'm holding like the candle crate full of candles. My arm is killing me. Just wanted to get out of the store. So grabbed one of the, plus I looked like hell and probably smelled out loud. So I did grab this. Don't know if I'm going to like it. Cinnamon, nutmeg, essential oils, notes of spiced rum. It's that raisin like is there. Like for sure it is a raisin candle. I don't know. I don't know. It kind of a little bit almost smells like Play-Doh too, which might go away when it's burning. I don't get too much cinnamon. It really is like raisiny. I don't know. Maybe I'll post-burn review it for you guys, but it might end up going back. I don't know. It was an impulse buy. And then the last one that I got for myself, this will probably end up being an exchange. I grabbed a Marshmallow Fireside. It was, again, just because I was like trying to get to 8. And I do like this label, kind of. It's like fine and everything. The Marshmallow Fireside that I have in my collection right now only has about a third left. So I was like, I could use another one of those, but also, they always come out with another wave of candles after the candle day, like mid-December, and that's usually when it's been like those glittery lid collections and whatnot. And I know there are a few more that are going to be coming out, and maybe there'll be something that I want, and I'll be able to swap. I don't know. It was just, I don't know. I just threw it in the box, and then there were 2 candles that I got for my mom. So, and she really likes this version of Merry Mistletoe. It seems like better than last year. She thinks they improved it a little bit, so that was one of the ones she got. And let's see, what else was there? There was the, like, in the Girl Gang collection, they brought back some other repackages, and then one called Hey Honey, but it wasn't the old Hey Honey. It was just, like, salted caramel. And then there was the collection that looked like fancy rocks, like when you have like the fancy rocks with the crystals inside cut in half, you know, like a wavy design all around it. That was out just for this candle day, I want to say. Well, it'll probably continue to stay out if it doesn't sell out, but like they brought it out today, for today, like the Pink Petal Tea Cake collection. None of those wowed me. The one called Joy kind of smelled good, but it smelled like it would be really light, and the rest just like none really appealed to me at all. So I walked out of there with 8, 2 10 off 30s. The checkout was actually painless. I think in my city, more people are going to the new store, so the mall store was not quite as crazy, and they had like 5 sales associates, and only 2 of them had customers, so I got right up there to check out. That was amazing. That was nuts. Overall, I'm happy I got my eggnogs. If you can find it, I do recommend it. I like it a lot. Even if you don't like drinking eggnog, it's good, and it's better burning than on cold. And if anybody sees that the Merry Cookie comes like back into stock, either online or in a store, I'm very curious to know if they're ever going to get any more, because this may be it. So I don't know. A lot of people on my Instagram were telling me just get whatever candles, you can exchange them later. But it wasn't the price that I was after. It was the candles before they go out of stock and maybe never come back. So that was why I rolled out of bed and went today. And I got another candle crate because, you know, you can't have too many of those. I mean, right? That is my review of the Butterum Eggnog and my candle day experience and small haul. Could have gotten a lot more, but like I said, I already got so many and now I feel like I'm done with this winter. Maybe a few exchanges, but that'll be it. Spring test candles coming soon though, so stay tuned. Let me know how your candle day experience was and what you picked up, and I will see you later. Bye.